Hello again, welcome back to Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. This is episode 113, and we are at Milwaukee County Stadium for game number 35 of the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Oldtimer Kings King of the Hill tournament, which has the 1957 Milwaukee Braves hosting the 1950 New York Yankees. Before we get to the lineups and the game itself, just a quick announcement. Actually, I should have made this announcement in my last video, but about a week ago, the channel had its 1-year anniversary, so I'd like to thank everyone who subscribed, commented, liked the videos. I've had some really great conversations with people, and I hope that continues. All right, so before we get to the starting lineups, take a quick look at the Hill, and you can see the Yankees are challenging Milwaukee today for that still elusive 6th win in this tournament. The Braves would like to get their 4th. And we got the 62 San Francisco Giants on deck and the 65 Minnesota Twins in the hole. All right, so starting lineups for game number 35. First for the visiting 1950 New York Yankees. Leading off in left field is Gene Woodling. Batting second, Phil Rizzuto at shortstop. Batting third, Yogi Berra. Behind the plate, batting fourth, Joe DiMaggio. He's in center. Batting fifth, Johnny Mize. He's at first base. Sixth is Billy Johnson. He's at third. Seventh is Cliff Mapes. He's in right field playing for the injured Hank Bauer, who will return in the next Yankees game. Batting eighth is Jerry Coleman at second base. And batting ninth and pitching is Tommy Byrne. In 1950, he was 15-9 with a 4.74 ERA. 203 innings of work. He gets the number 4 pitcher hitting card. Now for the current Kings, the 1957 Milwaukee Braves. Leading off in center field, Bill Bruton. Batting second at shortstop, Johnny Logan. Batting third at third base, Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth in right field, Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, left fielder Wes Covington. At first base and batting sixth is Joe Adcock. Batting seventh is second baseman Red Schoendienst. Batting eighth, catcher Del Crandall. And on the Hill, batting ninth is Warren Spahn. In 1957, he was 21-11 with a 2.69 ERA, 271 innings pitched. He gets the number 2 pitcher hitting card, and we are just about ready to get underway. All right. So Spahn has finished his warm-up tosses. Woodling's in the batter's box. Umpire says play ball. And it's a ground ball to second baseman Red Schoendienst. It's an X check. He's a 1, and we roll a 2. And that is a leadoff single. That ball gets by Schoendienst and rolls into right field. Hank Aaron gets it back into the infield quickly. Little leadoff single for Gene Woodling. So he's on first with nobody out. He's a stealing C, so no threat to run. And here's Phil Rizzuto. And that's a fly ball to right field. It's another X check. This is Hank Aaron. He's a 2. And we roll a 3. And that is an error by Aaron out there in right field. It's a 2-base error. It's an E9. So Rizzuto cruises in the second. Woodling gets to third, and he's held up there. So it's second and third with nobody out. And catcher Yogi Berra, not a good start for the Braves or Warren Spahn right now. And Berra pops this one up. It's going to stay in the infield. Red Schoendienst calls everyone else off and makes the catch for the first out. So there's one away with runners on second and third, and cleanup hitter Joe DiMaggio. He hits a ground ball to third base, and that is going to be a 5-4-3 inning and rally ending double play, and that's it for the Yankees. Or excuse me, that is not a double play. In the infield, Oh boy, early mistake by me. It's second and third. The runners will hold, and DiMaggio is thrown out 5-3. I have to apologize for that. So now there's two away. Two away. Runners on second and third. And Johnny Mize. All right. And Mize pops this one up. It's in foul territory. Del Crandall is under that, near the Braves dugout, makes the catch for the third out. And I apologize for that mistake. Yankees threaten but do not score, and with the half inning in the books, it's the Yankees nothing, and the Braves coming to bat. So Spahn gets his first fatigue point. Here comes Tommy Byrne for the Yankees. And he's going to face Bill Bruton, Johnny Logan, and Eddie Matthews. Here in the bottom of the first, we are scoreless. Here's Bruton. And that's a ground ball to first baseman, Johnny Mize. He's going to take that one unassisted for the first out. So 1 out, nobody on for shortstop Johnny Logan. And he draws the 1 out walk. So Logan's on first. He's a stealing C. And he's no threat to go. At least not this early in the game. So men on first with 1 out. And third baseman Eddie Matthews. And he strikes out. First strikeout for Byrne. And there's 2 away. So men on first with 2 outs. Right fielder, Hank Aaron. Ground ball to first base. It's an X check. Mize is a 4. And we roll an 18. And it looks like Mize's play is going to be at second, so he fires over to Phil Rizzuto for the force out to end the inning. So that'll be a 3-6 put out, and they get Logan at second base, and that ends the inning. So we got 1 inning in the books, and we are scoreless. Tommy Byrne gets his first fatigue point, and Spahn's out here for the top of the second, and it's going to be Billy Johnson, Cliff Mapes, and Jerry Coleman for the Yankees. It's a ground ball to shortstop. It's an X check. We've had quite a few of these early on. Johnny Logan is a 3. And we roll a 3. And that one gets by Logan. It's scored as a single. Rolls into left field. Wes Covington gets it back in. But another leadoff single for the Yankees here in the top of the second. So Johnson's on first base, and Cliff Mapes comes to the plate. Nobody out, no score here in the top of the second. And that's a strikeout. First one for Spahn. And there's 1 away. So 1 out, man on first. Jerry Coleman comes to the plate. Yankees second baseman. That is a 3-8. And he draws a 1 out walk. Billy Johnson moves up to second. It's first and second with 1 out for the Yankees. And pitcher Tommy Byrne. Some may not agree with me on this, but we're going to try to move the runners over. Zero line, batter is safe. Leading runner is thrown out by catcher. Other runners advance 1 base. So that sacrifice did not work. They got Johnson going to third on a 2-5 put out for the second out. Coleman moves up to second, and Byrne is on first with the fielder's choice. So it's first and second with 2 outs, and back to the top of the order. And Gene Woodling, who singled his first time up to start the game. This time he hits a ground ball to Red Shandies. Over to Joe Adcock for the 3rd out, and that's it for the Yankees. Threaten again, but can't get anyone across, and with 1.5 in the books, we remain scoreless. Warren Spahn gets his 2nd fatigue point, and we go to the bottom of the 2nd. Tommy Byrne's going to face Wes Covington, Joe Adcock, and Red Shandies. Here's Covington. Ground ball to shortstop, and another X check. And Rizzuto's a 1. Roll to 15. And nice diving stop by Rizzuto from his knees. Fires over to Mize for the 1st out. And they get Covington by a 1/2 step. There's 1 away. And Joe Adcock. And that is a single for Adcock. So he's on first with 1 out. Makes the turn, but he'll hold up there as Cliff Mapes gets the ball back into the infield quickly. So Adcock's on first. Nobody out. Excuse me, 1 out. And Adcock's stealing E as well. He's going to stay put there. All right, so man on first, 1 out, Red Shandies. It's a ground ball to second base, and that is going to be a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. And that's it for the Braves. So we got 2 innings in the books, and we are scoreless. Spahn will get his, or excuse me, Byrne will get his 2nd fatigue point. And we go to the top of the 3rd. And Warren Spahn is going to face Phil Rizzuto, Yogi Berra, and Joe DiMaggio. Here's Scooter. He pops this one up. It's going to stay in the infield. And Matthews is near the foul line. Makes the catch in fair territory for the 1st out. And there's 1 away here in the top of the 3rd. And Yogi Berra, who's 0 for 1. That was a 6-5, I believe. Or no, a 6-6. Excuse me, that's a 6-12. That's a ground ball back to Warren Spahn, and he tosses over to Joe Adcock for the 2nd out, and it's 2 away. So 2 outs, nobody on, Joe DiMaggio. And DiMaggio draws a 2-out walk. So that's going to put him on first with 2 away. And first baseman Johnny Mize. Mize is 0 for 1. He hits a fly ball to right field. Sends Aaron back a bit. He's on the track, makes the catch. And that's it for the Yankees here in the top of the 3rd. After 2.5 innings, we remain scoreless. Warren Spahn gets his 3rd fatigue point. And here's Tommy Byrne out here for the bottom of the 3rd. It's going to be Del Crandall, Warren Spahn, and then back to the top of the order and Billy Bruton. Here's Crandall. And he hits a fly ball to center field. That sends DiMaggio back at the wall. He jumps up and makes the catch for the 1st out. And there's 1 away. Good defense by DiMaggio out there in center field. And he robbed Crandall from at least a double. And here's Warren Spahn. And look out. This is a deep fly ball to center field that sends Joe DiMaggio back. It's way up out of here. Gone. Home run for pitcher Warren Spahn. And the Braves are on the board 1-0. Tommy Byrne gets his third fatigue point, and the Milwaukee dugout is going nuts. So nobody on, 1 out. Braves lead 1-0. Here's Bill Bruton. And he draws a walk. Man on first, 1 out. Shortstop Johnny Logan. He walked his first time up. And this is a deep fly ball to center field. It sends DiMaggio back again, and it's off the wall. Double for Logan. There's only 1 out. Bruton's a 1-16, and he's getting waved around. Here comes the throw to the plate from DiMaggio. And he is safe. So Logan picks up the RBI, and the Braves now lead 2-0. Byrne gets his 4th fatigue point. Here's Eddie Matthews. Man on second, 1 out. Braves lead 2-0. Ground ball to first base. It's another X check. Mize is a 4. And we roll a 4. And that ball gets by him and rolls slowly into right field. And it's taking Mapes a few steps to get to it. So Matthews cruises into second base with an RBI double. Logan scores, and it's 3-0 in favor of the Braves. Byrne is at 5, and there is some movement out there in the Yankees bullpen. So man on second, 1 out. Hank Aaron. He pops this one up. It's going to stay in the infield. Billy Johnson's under that. Makes the catch for the 2nd out. There's 2 away. Matthews is on second. 2 outs. Wes Covington comes to the plate. Braves lead 3-0. And Covington is 0 for 1. He pops this one up. This one is also going to stay in the infield. And Johnny Mize is under that in fair territory. Makes the catch to end the inning. But the Braves pick up 3 runs. And with 3 innings in the book, the Braves lead 3-0. Tommy Byrne gets his 6th fatigue point. Warren Spahn, who was at 3, comes out here for the top of the 4th. Happy that the Braves got that crooked number in the bottom of the 3rd, including his solo shot, home run. And here's Billy Johnson. 36, and he draws a leadoff walk. So Johnson's on first, nobody out. And right fielder Cliff Mapes. He pops this one up. It's going to stay in the infield. Red Shandies is under that, makes the catch. And there's 1 away. So 1 out, man on first for Jerry Coleman. Braves lead 3-0 here in the top of the 4th. That's a ground ball to shortstop. And that's going to be Logan to Shandies to Adcock for an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. And that's it for the Yankees in the top of the 4th. And after 3.5, it's the Braves 3, the Yankees nothing. Spahn gets his 4th fatigue point. Byrne, who is at 6, is back out. And the first batter he's going to face is Joe Adcock. Then it's Red Shandies and Del Crandall. And that's a strikeout. Adcock strikes out. Strikeout number 2 for Byrne. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. It's Red Shandies getting to a double play his first time up. And he strikes out. 2 strikeouts in a row for Byrne. That's his 3rd, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Oh, nobody on. 2 outs, Del Crandall. It's a ground ball to second base. It's going to be an X check. Jerry Coleman is a 2. We're rolling 11. Nice play by Coleman over to Mize for the 3rd out. And the Braves go 1, 2, 3. So after 4 innings of play, it's the Braves 3, Yankees nothing. Byrne gets fatigue point number 7. And Spahn, who's at 4, is going to face his counterpart, Byrne. And then back to the top of the order with Gene Woodling, followed by Rizzuto. So here's Byrne. It's a fly ball to left field. Wes Covington's under that, makes the catch, and there's 1 away. Back to the top of the order for the Yankees and Gene Woodling. 1 out, nobody on. Braves lead 3-0. And that's a strikeout. That's number 2 for Spahn. And there are 2 away in the top of the 5th. 2 outs, bases empty. Phil Rizzuto, who is 0 for 2. Now he draws a 2-out walk. So Scooter's on base, 2 away. And Yogi Berra. Berra is 0 for 2. Spahn delivers. And that is a 2-out single. Rizzuto's going to hold at second. So it's first and second with 2 outs, and Joe DiMaggio. Spahn checks the runners, and here's the pitch. And it's a fly ball to deep right field. That's sending Aaron back to the track, to the wall, makes the catch to end the inning. A long, loud 3rd out from DiMaggio. And that's it for the Yankees. They threaten again. Cannot get anybody across the plate. And after 4.5, it's the Braves 3 and the Yankees nothing. Spahn gets his 5th fatigue point. And he's going to be the first batter up here in the bottom of the 5th. Facing Tommy Byrne, who is at 7 fatigue points. And that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 4 for Byrne. And there's 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Back to the top of the order, Bill Bruton. Bruton is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And Byrne delivers. And Bruton rips one right up the middle for a 1-out single. He makes the turn. DiMaggio gets the ball in quickly. And Bruton stays there at first base. So he's on first with 1 out. And Johnny Logan. Logan is 1 for 2. The double and a run scored. This time he pops the ball up. It's staying in the infield. Phil Rizzuto's waving everyone off, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out. So there's a man on first with 2 outs. And 3rd baseman Eddie Matthews, who is 1 for 2. Had a double his last time up. An RBI double that was. And here's the pitch. And this is trouble. 7. He hits one down the left field line. It's bouncing around out there. Bruton's going to score. And it's now 4-0. And Matthews slides into third with an RBI triple. And Byrne gets his 8th fatigue point. So it's now 4-0 in favor of the Braves. 2 outs, a man on third. And Hank Aaron, who is 0 for 2. He hits a ground ball to third base. Billy Johnson has that. Over to Johnny Mize for the 3rd out. And that's it for the Braves, but not before they score a run on Eddie Matthews' RBI triple. And after 5 innings, it's the Braves 4 and the Yankees nothing. Byrne gets his 9th fatigue point. That's after 5 innings, I stand corrected, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So Byrne is at 9 fatigue points. And Spahn, who is at 5, is out here for the top of the 5th. First batter he's going to face is Johnny Mize, then Billy Johnson, and Cliff Mapes. That's a fly ball to right field. Aaron's under that, makes the catch, 1 away. Here's Billy Johnson, Yankee third baseman. Johnson is 1 for 2, 1 for 1, excuse me, with a walk. It's a ground ball to third base. It's another X check. Matthews is a 2, and we roll 16. Matthews makes a diving play right at the line on the bag from his knees, fires over to Joe Adcock for the 2nd out. And he gets a big thumbs up from Warren Spahn, robbing Billy Johnson of extra bases. And there's 2 away for Cliff Mapes, who is 0 for 2. And make that 0 for 3 because he strikes out, and that's going to be strikeout number 3 for Spahn. And that's it for the Yankees here in the top of the 6th. They go 1, 2, 3. And with 5.5 in the books, it's the Braves 4 and the Yankees nothing. Spahn gets his 6th fatigue point. And here's Wes Covington for the Braves. Tommy Byrne's still out there. He's at 9. There's going to be some action in the Yankees bullpen. And it's going to be not Tom Ferrick. Fred Sanford. No, not Lamontstad. But Fred Sanford's going to be warming up for the Yankees, and he'll be ready to go in a couple batters in case Byrne gets into trouble. All right, but right now it's Byrne versus Wes Covington here in the bottom of the 6th. Covington is 0 for 2. Make that 0 for 3 because it's a strikeout. And that's strikeout number 5 for Tommy Byrne. And the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. So 1 out, nobody on Joe Adcock. And Adcock is 1 for 2. He singled back in the 2nd. And he singles here. 1 out single for Adcock. So he's on first with 1 away. Red Shandies. Red is 0 for 2. He hits a fly ball to center field. That sends Rizzuto back near the track. But he makes the catch on the grass, and there are 2 away. So 2 outs, nobody on. Or excuse me, man on first. Let's not forget about Joe Adcock out there. So Adcock's on first with 2 outs, and Del Crandall, Braves catcher, he's 0 for 2. And he draws a 2-out walk. It's going to move Adcock up to second. So now it's first and second with 2 outs. And pitcher Warren Spahn, who homered his last time up. Or not his last time up. He struck out his last time up. But he homered his first time up. And he's got runners on first and second with 2 outs. And he strikes out. That's strikeout number 6 for Tommy Byrne. And that's it for the Braves here in the bottom of the 6th. So after 6 innings, the Braves lead 4-0. Byrne's going to get his 10th fatigue point. So that's probably going to be it for him because the pitcher spot is up second here in the top of the 7th. And as mentioned, Fred Sanford is ready in the Yankees bullpen. But right now it's Warren Spahn versus Jerry Coleman. Coleman will be followed by the pitcher spot and then Gene Woodling back at the top of the order. In the top of the 7th, Braves lead 4-0. And that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 4 for Warren Spahn. There's 1 away. And as mentioned, Tommy Byrne's day is done. Fred Sanford is going to come in the game in the bottom of the 7th. And pinch hitting for Byrne is going to be utility infielder Bobby Brown. No, not that Bobby Brown. And he's pinch hitting in the top of the 7th. All right, so there's 1 out, nobody on. Bobby Brown, pinch hitter, facing Warren Spahn. Here's the pitch. And he hits a hard ball lined right at Eddie Matthews, who stabs that one out of the air, and there are 2 away. All right, so 2 outs and nobody on. We're back to the top of the order for the Yankees. And Gene Woodling, who is 1 for 3. He hits a ground ball to third baseman Eddie Matthews. It's another X-check. We've had a lot of those in this game. Matthews is a 2, and we roll a 14. And Matthews makes another great play there. Fires over to Joe Adcock. And they get Woodling by half a step to end the inning. And the Yankees go 1-2-3 here in the top of the 7th. So it's 6.5 in the books. It's the Braves 4 and the Yankees nothing. Spahn gets his 7th fatigue point. And as mentioned, Fred Sanford's going to be in the game for Tommy Byrne. And bottom of the 7th. In 1950, Fred Sanford was 5-4 with a 4.54 ERA, 113 innings pitched. He's listed as a starter reliever, so he is good for 7 fatigue points. And we are back to the top of the order for the Braves here in the bottom of the 7th. And it's going to be Billy Bruton facing Fred Sanford. And the Braves leading 4-0. Here's the pitch. Yeah, it's a fly ball to center field. DiMaggio's under that, makes the catch near the track, and there is 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. And let me write Sanford in here. All right, so 1 out, nobody on. And shortstop Johnny Logan. Logan is 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Time he hits a ground ball to third baseman Billy Johnson. It's another X-check. Johnson is a 2. We roll a 9. And Johnson flashes the leather over there. Fires over to Johnny Mize at first. And on a close play, they get Logan. So there's 2 up, 2 down. Nobody on. And Milwaukee third baseman Eddie Matthews, who is 2 for 3. It's a ground ball to third base. Johnson's on that one quickly over to Mize. With a 5-3 put out to end the inning. And the Braves go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th. And after 7 innings, they lead the Yankees 4-0. Fred Sanford gets his first fatigue point. Warren Spahn, who is at 7, is out here for the top of the 8th. And first batter he's going to face is the Scooter. Rizzuto is 0 for 2 with a walk. Oh boy, and he pops this one up, and you see him grabbing his shin. And this one's staying in foul territory. And Wes Crandall's under that, or Del Crandall, I should say, and he makes the catch. But Rizzuto is clearly in pain. And the trainer's coming out to take a look at him. And it looks like Rizzuto's going to be okay. Well, he's shaking it off, going back to the dugout. He's telling his teammates he's fine. Could have been a Charlie horse. Who knows? But according to the injury roll, the batter is temporarily injured and remains in the game. So good luck for the Yankees there and Phil Rizzuto. But there is one away here in the top of the 8th. And that brings up Yogi Berra. Berra is 1 for 3. Singled his last time up. This time he pops one up. It's going to stay in the infield. It's drifting towards the first base bag, but it's in fair territory, and Joe Adcock's under that. And that's 2 away for the Yankees here in the top of the 8th. So 2 outs, nobody on. Joe DiMaggio. Braves lead 4-0. And DiMaggio is 0 for 2. Time he hits a ground ball to second baseman Red Shandies. It's another X-check. Shandies does a 1 and roll a 10. Nice diving stop by Shandies from his knees over to Joe Adcock for the 3rd out. And that's it for the Yankees. They go 1-2-3 here in the top of the 8th, and after 7.5, it's the Braves 4 and the Yankees nothing. Spahn gets his 8th fatigue point. Fred Sanford, who is at 1, having only pitched the previous inning, is out here for the bottom of the 8th. He's going to face Hank Aaron. And that is a leadoff single for Aaron. Hits this one to left center, makes the turn, but he'll hold up at first base. So Aaron's on first, nobody out. And left fielder Wes Covington. Covington is 0 for 3. And he draws a walk, so it's 1st and 2nd. Nobody out. Joe Adcock. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Here's the pitch. And that's a strikeout. First strikeout for Fred Sanford. There's one away here in the bottom of the 8th. Adcock heads back to the dugout, shaking his head on that called 3rd strike. So it's 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Red Shandies, who is 0 for 3. He'd like to change that here. And it looks like he has. And he hits a ball down the left field line. Woodling gets to it, but Aaron's going to score, and it's 5-0. Covington's going to move to 3rd and hold there. Shandies cruises into 2nd with an RBI double. And it is 5-0 in favor of the Braves. Sanford gets his 2nd fatigue point. But I got a feeling Sanford is going to be out here taking this one for the team just to conserve the pitching staff for the next games, because this one looks like it's slipping away. All right, but it's not over yet. So you got runners on 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Del Crandall, and the infield is in. And he hits a line drive to short that Rizzuto makes a run-saving play on. Fires over to third base, but Covington gets back. And there are 2 away. So 2 outs, runners on second and third. Warren Spahn's coming up, the infield's back. Braves lead 5-0. And that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 2 for Sanford. And that's it for the Braves. They do pick up another run on Red Shandy's RBI double. And with 8 innings in the books, it's the Braves 5 and the Yankees nothing. Fred Sanford gets his 3rd fatigue point. And Don McMahon's warming up for the Braves, just in case. But Spahn is this is his game right now. So it's the top of the 9th. Braves lead 5-0, and it's going to be Johnny Mize, Billy Johnson, and Cliff Mapes for the Yankees. And Mize draws a leadoff walk. Not a good start for the top of the 9th for Warren Spahn. So Mize is on first, nobody out. Billy Johnson. And that is a single up the middle. Mize heads to third. He's going to hold there. So there's runners on the corners with nobody out for the Yankees. And the tying run's coming to the plate in Cliff Mapes. And Don McMahon is warming up. He's ready to go, but Spahn's still out there. First and third, nobody out. Here's the pitch. And it's a ground ball back to Spahn. He looks over to third base and holds Mize there. And fires to second base, and they get Billy Johnson going to second for the first out. And Mapes is safe at first on a fielder's choice. So it's still runners on the corners. So now there's 1 out. I said the tying run came to the, was coming to the plate. That's not true. It's 5-0. So it's not even a safe situation here. And Warren Spahn is 2 outs away from a victory. Right now it's first and third for the Yankees, 1 out. They trail 5-0. Yankees are going to get on the board here because Jerry Coleman hits a single up the middle. That's going to score Johnny Mize. So that's it for the shutout for Spahn. And Mapes is going to move to third and hold there. So it's now 5-1. Spahn gets his 10th fatigue point. And it's still runners on first and third and only 1 out. And Fred Sanford's day is done. And pinch hitting for him is going to be Joe Collins, backup first baseman. And warming up for the Yankees is Tom Ferrick. That could change depending on what happens here. But right now it's going to be Joe Collins batting for Sanford with runners on the corners and 1 out. Pinch hit, top of the 9th. All right, runners on the corners, 1 out. Infield is back. Braves lead 5-1. And that is a line shot right at Red Shandy's. He makes the catch. They catch Coleman napping over at first and fires over to Adcock, and they get Coleman to end the game on a 4-3 line-out double play. And that's it. This one's over. The Braves win it 5-1. We'll get some totals for you. It's the Yankees. Had 1 run on five hits, no errors. Braves had 5 runs on five hits. Let me double check that. Yep, 5 hits. They also committed no errors. One of those hits was a solo home run by Spahn. And speaking of Spahn, he gets the win, of course, and the loss is going to go to Byrne. And that's going to put the Braves at 4-3. They remain kings of the hill. The Yankees, once again, that elusive 6th win. The Yankees cannot bring it home. So they drop to the bottom of the hill. They went a-tumbling. And this tournament stays in Milwaukee County Stadium. And next up for the Braves is going to be the 1962 San Francisco Giants. So that's going to do it for this episode of Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. If you hung out with me tonight, I certainly appreciate it. And I'll be back again in the near future with another replay video. And until then, take care.